Yeah, absolutely. Grace, it just seemed like the offense really had a good flow to it tonight. Just what was the message kind of going into the match after Thursday?
Definitely just regroup, play Coyote basketball, and just get back to the offense we know we can play. We played really well as a team today, just distributing the ball. Like everyone was making the extra pass and just being aggressive.
Yeah. Did it just feel like in that second quarter that the flow just like it seemed like there was constant movement on the floor?
Yeah, it's something we've been really trying to work on, so it's nice to let it develop a little bit better today and just even get better for next game.
Carly, you're inserted to the starting lineup. Just what was your mindset going into the game?
Just the same as it is when I'm not starting. Make the most of my minutes when I'm in there. Do what the team needs me to do.
Just how important was it to get those paint touches and outscore St. Thomas 12 points in the paint tonight?
I think it really helps us because a lot of teams know that we like to shoot the three. So getting it into the paint helps us to be able to kick it out because we're also a threat inside as well as on the three.
Yeah, for sure. St. Thomas is a really aggressive defensive team, so when they're up on you, just got to drive and be aggressive, and that's the key to winning this game.
And you guys came into this game tied in conference record with them. Did it feel like tonight was a must-win for you guys to claim fourth and hopefully start moving up more in the Summit League?
For sure, but we have the same mindset going into every game. We got to focus. We want to win it. And it was just nice to bounce back after the Omaha loss.
And then it felt like the third quarter was really the turning point, even though like both teams didn't shoot particularly well. You guys held them to 25% though, which was lower between the two teams. What would you say is was the turning point for you guys heading into that quarter? Like, did anything change for you guys?
Just a mindset thing, to be honest. We weren't playing our best defense. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. And so at halftime, just kind of fixing the little things, getting out there, and just being super intentional with what we were doing.
And I mentioned the 25% that they shot. Did you feel like your defense kind of picked up, or did you feel like they were just kind of missing? They went cold a little bit, or what would you attribute that to?
I feel like we were contesting shots a little bit better in the second half and helping more on drives so that they didn't get wide open drives the whole time.
And then the turnovers were pretty even. I think it was 16-15 in terms of turnovers, but you guys won the turnover, like points off turnovers, 22-10. Why do you think that scoring margin was so big? I know you guys have talked a lot about how you like to get out in transition, and that's kind of your strength. Just why do you think the margin was so big, even though the turnovers were pretty similar?
I think we actually lowered our turnovers by a lot since the last time we played them. We've been working on that. But most of it is just being aggressive, making key shots when we need it, and playing defense contesting shots.
Yeah, I think too, like getting back on defense so that they weren't getting quick transition points off of turnovers, and then that's what we were trying to do was getting quick points off it.
Has that been a focus, just the transition defense, or is that just what you guys want to do?
I mean, it's been something that we've been focusing on the whole year, but I think lately we've been getting a little bit better hang of it.
Yeah, and St. Thomas is a team that loves to push in transition, so just really emphasizing it the past few days in practice.
Mm-hmm. And then Jade Hill obviously had a very big game. Just what's the challenge in guarding her, and what was kind of your game plan to slow her down tonight?
She's a great player, super aggressive, has a really good just like handles, and just keeping her in front for the most part was the most important part, and then playing team defense, covering the gaps when we need to, and the low eye to come over and help.
And then I think every active player got some time tonight. How does that help in terms of like morale and chemistry when every player is out there contributing the wins?
I think it helps our team a lot because you can go out there, give maximum effort, and you know that someone's going to come in and also give maximum effort when you need a little break.
Yeah, it's nice how deep we are. Everyone flows really well together, and you never have to worry about like trying to play tired.
Just how seamless of a transition was it with Coach Jewett on the sideline the past few games?
I mean, I think it's pretty much the same. I mean, all of our coaches agree on the same things. They're coaching us the same things. So for me, at least, it seems the same.
No, me as well. He knows so much about basketball, and he's a very easy guy to respect when it comes to that. So we respect him the same as we respect Coach K.
Yeah, I just thought it was a really good effort on a team effort. You know, I thought our entire squad, whoever got in the game, was aggressive defensively, was locked in, shared the ball offensively, tried to play to their strengths. You know, or we individually tried to play to our strengths, and I think that's obviously when we're at our best. In the second half, we did a much better job of keeping them out of the paint, or at least getting easy scoring opportunities. Our primary defenders did a much better job of steering them one way or the other and not letting them get downhill. And our secondary defenders did a better job of rotating over early, closing gaps, and making sure that if they were going to shoot, it was going to be a tough shot. Then we would force them into what I would consider unorthodox passes out, and we could have time because they couldn't get a lot of zip on them to recover back. So defense was really key, and then I think we used that to ignite some offense too as well. So good win for our whole group.
Hey, Coach. This is my first time talking to you since you've kind of had to take the lead these past few games. Just what's that been like for you?
It's different, but I think I said all along that one of the things that Kayla's been very graceful about is giving every staff member a voice. And so we have a voice when she's there. We have roles when she's there. And I think other than being the primary voice, you know, I think we're still all contributing. Gabby, Taylor, Liz, Shay, our entire staff, you know, has a role, and it's a group effort. Personally, I probably sleep a lot better when I'm the assistant than the head coach, but at the same time, I'm happy to step in when she's not ready or not available, I should say.
And both teams entered this matchup tied in conference record. Did you guys see this as a must-win tonight?
I don't know if it's a must-win. We've talked about the importance of every game, you know, from here on out, and how that's going to impact seeding. You hit the nail on the head, the fact that we're tied with them coming in, and then now having beat them twice, you know. So I think it was just more important that we get back playing at a level we were capable of playing at after Thursday's disappointing performance. And I think we did that tonight. The feeling from between winning and losing is enormous, but, you know, I think it reminds our kids that what we're doing is the right stuff, right? And that Thursday's game is hopefully just an anomaly, and we're going to keep playing and competing like we did tonight.
And then the third quarter kind of felt like the turning point for you guys. Neither team shot well. They shot 25% though, which was lower than you guys. Did you feel like that was because, you know, maybe defensive intensity picked up, or did you feel like they were kind of just missing, or was it a mix?
Well, I think we missed some of their open shooters. We didn't get to their open shooters in transition in the third quarter that they missed, but I thought we did a really good job of just forcing them into much tougher shots. They're a team that when they attack downhill off the dribble, they're going to hesitate or retreat dribble and then attack a second time. We didn't guard their second and third attacks very well in the first half, and in the second half we did, and I think that set the tone, you know, for the last 20 minutes.
Was that something you kind of talked about in halftime?
Oh, absolutely. We talked about it in every time out, and we talked about it at halftime. And not in a negative way, just to remind them, hey, remember, their guards aren't trying to get by you on their first attack. It's going to be retreat, re-attack. So don't close the space between you and them, because that's when they get by your hips. Keep that cushion.
And then the turnover battle was pretty even. I think it was 16-15, but you guys won points from turnovers 22-10. Just how big was that tonight, you know, getting back in transition, defending, and then also on your end, you know, getting out in transition and scoring easy buckets?
Yeah, I think the first part of that is just valuing the ball. I think we had 10 or 11 turnovers at halftime. So to only turn over 5 in the second half helped immensely with our offensive efficiency. But then we were able to convert when we turned them over. And part of that was Grace just being aggressive and pushing the dribble, putting pressure on them. Now she gets by her primary defender and they've got to collapse or help. And then she found open people. And then obviously you got to finish it. But I think as I go back and reflect on the game, I think 80% of our transition, Carly Duffney's out in front, and that puts pressure on teams too, because now they've got to guard a rim runner. Now here comes Grace down the middle of the floor, and we've got wings, and it just makes your offense that much more potent.
And Jade Hill had 22, I think, game high tonight. What's the challenge in defending her, and what was kind of the game plan to slow her down a bit?
Yeah, well, first, she's a really good player, and then she's super quick. And, her hesitations, her inside out causes problems. They've caused everybody in the league problems, quite honestly. And again, trying to stay off her hip, trying to stay between her and the basket was the goal. That was the game plan. Close gaps when you're one pass away. We did a better job of that in the second half, but in the first half, we kind of let her have her way.
And then last question for you. Looked like every player who was active tonight got to get in there. How does that kind of help in terms of chemistry, in terms of morale, and was that a focus for you to make sure everyone got a chance?
No, not really a focus. I think it was more just when opportunities within the flow of the game presented themselves to get certain players in, I think we've got to take advantage of that. And then when we found right combinations, like there was a combination there in the third quarter that lengthened our lead, and then you want to stick with that, right? Because they've got a flow, and so we tried to be aware of that as well.
Coach, just how big were Alexi's 2 3-pointers there before halftime to get the lead?
Yeah, they were big because we had missed some open shots, right? And then for her to come in and bang those in, for whatever reason, 3-pointers just ignite the crowd, and I'm sure there's some traditionalists that hate the 3-point line, but yet when you're at home and they're so energizing, and so it isn't just the points. That's certainly a big part of it, but it's also the impact it has on your energy.
Just how do you like how Carly and Walker inserted themselves into the starting lineup tonight?
Yeah, both were really good. Both were really active. Walker did a nice job on Langben and making her life tough. Langben's a really good player, especially when she gets deep post position. Walker did a good job meeting her up the lane, preventing her from getting deep post position. Did a great job rebounding, and then was active in and around the offensive basket too. And then Carly's just elevated her game over the last 5-6 weeks. She's playing with pace. She's playing with confidence. She's scoring inside, scoring outside. She's active on the old boards. And when you have that skill set with that athleticism, you can get a lot done.
For sure. Nicole's plus 12, guarding Jade Hill tonight. Just what do you like about her defensive intensity, especially there in the third quarter when the tides kind of turned there?
Yeah, Nicole's not going to light up the stat sheet. She's going to make some baskets for you. She's going to get some steals, get some rebounds. But her importance to our team, her value to our team is probably immeasurable. We always assign her to the opposing team's best perimeter player. And so tonight she was on Jade a little bit, and then she was on Scalia a little bit, and just did a nice job on both of them, trying to prevent and make them earn everything that they get. And in the second half in particular, she was really good.
Do you remember off the top of your head what that lineup was that helped you guys get the lead that you mentioned?
I think, and don't quote me on this, I think it was Walker, Carly, and then Kendall, Liv, and Grace. I think that's what it was.
I'll double check that.
Yeah, that's what I believe it was.